welcome to the Weekly Mac. Today, everything you always wanted to know about stars and space but were afraid to ask, with the astronomer Carme Jordi. We'll be revealing what's behind the Catalan duo Veil, who sing in English. And we're going to find out the strangest ways in which Catalans relax with the reporter and comedian Hannah Becker. This is the Weekly Mac, your TV show in English, hosted by Marcela Topor.
Hello and welcome to the show that helps you keep your English up and running. Let's kick off with today's Words and Facts panel. As for the words, we have our share of linguistic mystery with Xarxa. Well, any idiomatic expressions, any idiomatic surprises today, Marius?
Yeah, we'll keep the surprise for a little, but I can tell you like a riddle, 3 words. We'll be talking about trashed, monkeys and clouds. Does it make any sense to you?
Well, not right now.
Don't worry, it will make sense afterwards. But before, I can remind you the guess word so you can keep your mind working on it. It was a 4 letters word, and that was the exact word. Small cubes in the cemetery. Small cubes in the cemetery. Marcella, I think, knows it because she said, but you weren't here last week, so you have some minutes until the end of Words and Facts.
I won't say a thing.
Yeah.
Right, let's also say hello to our American reporter from the famous city or town of Sleepy Hollow, New York, who has looked into how Catalans find peace of mind and relax, something that is very, very important for everybody, I think, these days. Hannah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I thought yoga and meditation was a good start, but you'll see people had some more unusual ways of relaxing here.
Really?
Yeah. Definitely some creative things that you'll see in the clip later.
Okay, let's have a look.
I have a friend that when she's going to be rich, she went to a tina with full of cava, and she's going to be there, dancing.
When I shave my leg, I take the hair like one by one, you know. It's relaxing, it's weird.
That's relaxing too?
Yeah, it's relaxing.
Yeah,
I prefer cava.
Yeah. It's not easy to relax. I think especially these days, it's difficult for everybody.
But you need to be creative, right?
Exactly. Yeah, everyone needs to find their own ways to take care of themselves, and you'll hear some even more interesting tips in the longer video later in the show.
Okay, very original people in, where did you go, by the way?
I was in Poblano.
In Poblano, Barcelona. Yeah. Okay, we'll talk about that later, but let's start with our myth debunker and the queen of curious facts, Ana Priscila Magriña.
I thought you were talking about me, but I prefer waiting. Just
you liked that expression, that title?
Yeah, I like it. Maybe I'm gonna print it and, I don't know, hang it in my door or something like that, so I can smile every morning. Okay, guys, today, usually I don't cook that much, but today I have to put on my chef's hat because I'm gonna talk about one of the finest ingredients in our international cuisine.
Okay.
And I'm talking about...
And you're going to tell us 5 things we don't know about it.
Yeah.
Right?
And what is this thingy? It's ketchup, my friends. The finest of the finest. Do you like ketchup?
Oh, I love ketchup.
You're an American person.
Well, she's American,
of course. It's a stereotype, but it's true. I love ketchup.
But this is not Heinz.
No, yeah. Yeah, I'm a little wary of anything that's not that brand
Heinz.
name. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Hannah, you may love ketchup, but maybe you don't know these 5 facts I'm gonna talk about now. Fact number 1, at the beginning, the ketchup recipe didn't include tomatoes. Aha, that's astonishing. Yes,
Absolutely.
my friend. Why it didn't have tomatoes? There's an old Chinese recipe called ko-chop or k-chop. I can try to pronounce it right, but probably is wrong. And it had pickled fish and spices.
Pickled fish.
Yeah.
Yummy.
And this recipe traveled all the way to Malaysia and Singapore, and in the 17th century, English sailors tried it, and they tried to replicate it in UK. What did they use? If you like the pickled fish, maybe you're gonna love this even more. They tried the recipe with anchovies, walnuts, shallots, which are small onions, oysters, lemons, mushrooms, or even kidney beans. I'm not saying that they put everything together. They just created all kinds of different sauces to try to replicate the Chinese one. I don't know if it's appetizing for you, but author Jane Austen, it is believed she loved the mushrooms one. I don't know if she...
The mushrooms?
Yeah.
So ketchup could be of any color?
It could be of any color, I'm guessing, yeah, and it didn't have tomatoes at the beginning.
So no red.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know when tomatoes were introduced in the recipe, but I can tell you the fact number 2, which is ketchup was used as medicine. Let me explain you. It's not that you cut yourself and you put ketchup on it. Around 1835, it was considered a medicine. It was considered a thing you could buy in the pharmacy. It was actually sold as tomato pills. And who created those? An American guy. It had to be something from the United States. It was this doctor called John Cook Bennett, and he thought that these tomato pills were good to cure illnesses such as, well, diarrhea.
Diarrhea.
I don't know if ketchup is the best thing to have when you're suffering from diarrhea.
Maybe.
Jaundice and indigestion. I don't know if you ever suffer from diarrhea, if you would try ketchup.
Never.
Not that I want to talk about on camera. I don't know. I wonder if that's why kids don't get COVID as easily. It's because of all the ketchup. Maybe it's medicinal properties.
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
Maybe they should try. Well, we could have ketchup every day and see if we don't get ill.
Yeah. Easier than a vaccine, I think.
Definitely. You can find it in supermarkets and it doesn't have to be 80 degrees below. You know?
It's easier.
Okay, fact number 3. Some people cook ketchup cakes. So we always think about ketchup as a savory food, but there's a thing called the Canadian ketchup cake. This time it's Canadian people, not United
Thank God,
States.
okay. Ours sounds like something Americans would do, so I'm glad.
And there's this cake that it looks really good, but the ingredients like butter, flour, eggs, cinnamon, cream cheese, icing sugar, okay, everything sounds fine, but there's ketchup on it. I don't know if you would try this cake.
Is it like icing? The ketchup's
No,
the icing?
no, it's mixed up with all the ingredients and it's cooked at the end.
I could say I scream, you scream, we all scream for a ketchup scream.
Okay, so you're not that excited about the ketchup cake.
A little grossed out, but that's Canada for you.
Then I don't know if you're going to be happy with the next fact, because if you got a little bit disgusted with the cake, this is even worse. Fact number 4, there's a Guinness World Record for the fastest time drinking a bottle of ketchup. So you have to imagine in maybe a Heinz bottle, you put a straw on it and you just drink the whole thing. Who is the guy who, because it had to be a guy, who's the guy who has the world record? Is André Ortolf, a German guy, who drank a bottle of ketchup in 17.53 seconds.
Good for him.
Like, why would you want to do that? I don't know. But now his name is in the Guinness Book of Records, so yeah.
Oh, with a straw, I
Yeah.
can see the image.
Right.
Look at
my
his
God.
face. He doesn't look like, I'm enjoying it.
No.
He's like, why did I do this?
I think it's the straw that freaks me out there more. Like, I feel like if you were drinking it like it was a beverage, that'd be one thing, but to be like...
But drinking the whole thing, like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
well.
Yeah. I would have done it. I would have done it when I was like...
Have you ever drank?
Oh, no, but I've essentially like drowned food in ketchup
Oh,
enough that it was like I was drinking it when I was a kid. Yeah, for sure.
When you were a kid,
Oh, yeah.
you don't
No,
do that
not-
anymore.
No, definitely
Yeah.
not now at all. Not as a grown-up, no. Definitely don't. No.
Okay, guys, and fact number 5, it's useful, ketchup it's useful to clean and polish pans and pots. Did you know that?
Yeah.
You have your pans, your pots, like are blackish at the bottom. You don't know how to clean that. You're tired of scrubbing it, and you can't get rid of it. What do? You grab some ketchup, you put it on the pan, you let it sit for 10 minutes, and then you rinse it off, and voila, your pans and pot clean and shiny as if they were new.
I can't avoid to say that's brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know, maybe it's a good idea to do it in my case because my ketchup always expires in my fridge, so maybe after that I could use it to clean pans and pots.
You can try it and then you let me know if it works, because I say all these, but I haven't tried it at home.
Yeah, it sounds like one of those like TikTok hacks that some teenagers doing at home that you're like not sure if it would really work or not.
Yeah, so you're not sure it's not an urban legend?
It's not an urban legend, guys. Come on. I have my sources. That I haven't tried doesn't mean that it's not true.
Okay, we'll see about that. Well, now it's time for Marius to comment on some idioms, but let's hear them first.
I like head in the cloud because I think it's that for be happy. You have to be head in the clouds, you are not happy. If you are very on the earth, you can be happy.
It's a Shakespeare expression. He says, trust a few, love all, and do not wrong to none. It's a lifestyle. Do all of you want, love all your parents or your family, your friends, and do not wrong to none.
The expression that I like, let me think, monkey business. It's so funny, that expression for me. It's like monkey doing business is, no.
Okay, so we have three different expressions, expressions of three different lengths. So let's begin with the medium-sized idiom, in this case, to have your head in the clouds.
Oh yeah, meaning you are absent-minded, like you are in the moon with your head. It used to be first to have your head in the air, but sometime they thought clouds would be more
Poetical.
poetical, maybe a best way to have your mind on. The most interesting cloudy idiom is in the 9, on cloud 9, number 9.
On cloud.
You've had your head on cloud 9.
Yeah.
Do you use it? Or?
Yeah, just when you're feeling really good, you can be like, I'm on cloud 9.
I'm happy,
Yeah,
absolutely big.
Where does it come from? Like what?
Well,
this 9 has?
there are two different theories, but in fact they are not quite clear because they are used with number 7 and number 8 as well.
Okay.
In Catalan we have el setè cel, the seventh heaven.
Yeah.
Like in English,
Yeah, we say
so
that too.
that you are blissfully, you're happy,
You're
right?
on top of the world.
That's it. That's my moment, right? These two theories were, first one, it's quite interesting, but I don't think it's true. In 1950s, the US Weather Bureau classified clouds into different types, right? And cloud number 9 was a sort of fluffy cumulonimbus, which was really, I don't know, beautiful.
They're the most beautiful clouds for sure.
Oh, yes.
Love
so,
a cumulonimbus.
Number 1, 2, 3, 9. So you have your head on cloud 9. It's poetical, but it's difficult to think that they were so influenced, right? Like Weather Bureau. The other thing is even more difficult to think. It's Buddhism. In Buddhism, cloud number 9 is one of the stages of the progress of enlightenment. To be a master, or to be, I don't know, the name Bodhisattva, one destined to be a Buddha, right?
Okay.
Among other reasons, both theories are questionable because of that different numbers I told you.
Yeah.
Cloud number 7, cloud number 8, the 7 heavens. So just...
So we don't really know.
We don't
Just
know.
say it, Marius, you don't know.
But I'm on cloud number 9 now, so I'm happy about that.
Well, I really liked the next one, the Shakespeare one. What was it? Trust a few, love all, do wrong to none. It sounds like a classier version of Live, Laugh, Love sort of thing. Like, I want to get it tattooed on my lower back. It would be cool.
Yeah. That's not an idiom, of course, but that's a literary quotation with all these force of a philosophical thought, right?
Yeah.
But there are lots of idioms coming from William Shakespeare.
Oh.
Because that guy was an important one for English language, so there are lots of them. I have checked some of them, and for instance, two very famous examples are like a horse, my kingdom for a horse, that's Richard III, or to be or not to be, that's a question, that's from Hamlet. But other idioms are not so clearly associated to Shakespeare. For instance, all of a sudden.
All of a sudden?
Yeah, that the first time it was used in English, meaning suddenly, but all of a sudden was in a Shakespearean text, concretely in The Taming of the Shrew.
All of a sudden.
So you go to Oxford Dictionary and all of a sudden to Shakespeare.
So we all speak a little bit Shakespearean, yeah? All of the sudden, I say it all the time.
You know it all of a sudden, right? Another one, quite contemporary, keep your distance.
Yeah.
Keep your distance.
Yeah.
It's also from Shakespeare.
Oh, yeah, all's well that ends well.
Yeah.
That's the play, right? But the most surprising one I found is a sort of insult.
Okay, we like it.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
Let's get edgy here. Let's go.
I associate to a film, with gangsters and son of a bitch,
Son of a bitch is from
invented
Shakespeare?
that.
King Lear.
Wow.
So anytime you insult someone saying, son of a bitch, it's not me who I'm talking, it's William Shakespeare. King Lear.
I'm gonna use this. Oh, I
great.
love it.
Yep.
And what about like the monkey business? That's a funny one.
Yeah, monkey business refers to a very silly conduct, like monkey shines as well, another way to say. But there are lots of idioms related to monkeys because monkeys are very similar to human beings, right, as animals. In Catalan, we have com una mona, fe la mona, fe el mico, so a she monkey or he monkey, but the same, making silly things.
Are they? Is there a difference?
I think
Yeah. No, fe la mona, fe el mico, no, there's no difference.
All monkeys are created equal.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No discrimination. Yeah. But, well, the idea is that it's from American origin in the use of monkeys in the idioms, because in the 19th century, lots of circuses went to America and monkeys were the most important animals, the most frequent, and at the zoo as well. And all children looking at the monkeys, right? So to make a monkey out of something, of someone, sorry, to make a monkey out of me. Don't make a monkey out of me. Don't laugh at me. Don't make me feel ridiculous or maybe silly.
Silly.
Right? And another use, which is quite different, is a monkey on one's back. That's related to drugs. And you have talking about an addiction, right? Tenir el mono in Catalan as well, because maybe your behavior is quite silly or quite animalistic, right? Do you know any other expression with monkeys or animals or any other idiom that you use?
Maybe monkey around, monkey about.
There was
like the same idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Quite illustrative.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
There's David Letterman on his show used to say something about like I don't care how did it go? Something about like a monkey on a rock. Like
a monkey on a rock.
Yeah, like I don't like.
Meaning.
Yeah, like it doesn't like that matters as much like a monkey. I can't remember how it goes now. I just thought of it. But yeah, it was something kind of like.
Sometimes in Gibraltar monkeys are quite used for us because they are famous to be there at Gibraltar, and you do like Gibraltar monkeys. You don't hear anyone, right?
The classic emoji is now here now.
Yeah, that's it. The emoji comes from the idea.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. But now it's turn for Hannah's video about the way Catalans look after themselves. So let's put monkeys to one side and talk about people instead.
Definitely, I don't think monkeys would do some of the things that the Catalans were telling me they do. Some weird stuff.
Really?
Yeah. I went to Poblenou, thinking, okay, Poblenou, it's like the neighborhood where there's the beach. People will be relaxed, right? It's a good place to kind of cool off. I had a lot of trouble finding people to talk to. I think people's idea of self-care was ignoring me. So luckily I found some very interesting people to talk to and got some very good tips because, as you said, we all need to relax and take care of ourselves these days. So you can see, maybe we can all learn something from these people.
Yeah, hopefully.
Now more than ever, taking care of ourselves and relaxing should be a priority, right? With all the stresses of the pandemic and just the stresses of daily modern life, I'm having a lot of trouble with my self-care. So I thought I would ask some people on the street if they had some advice for how I can relax and disconnect. This isn't working. This isn't making me relaxed yet, okay? It's not working. So, what is your favorite self-care activity?
A glass of red wine.
I love yoga and meditation.
I like to do my nails. I need to do them again, but well.
You need some more self-care.
Yeah.
I do exercise 1 hour every single day.
I do workouts, I run, I go to the beach.
Like taking care of my skin, my hair.
I just have a personal trainer and they give me a diet which goes to another company that gives me the food. Yeah, make it somebody else's job, right? I think in total I spend about like 1,000-1,200 euros a month on it. But given that I get...
What? Are you like a prince or something? Like, geez.
Carrot is the best vegetable to improve your skin.
So, I feel better already.
Now I can't use it for my other favorite self-care activity. We're gonna do some guided meditation.
Now breathe in. Don't think about that time that you called your boyfriend by your ex-boyfriend's name by accident. And now breathe out.
Do you do anything that's kind of weird for self-care?
Taking cold showers, even in winter. Your head seems like it's going to explode. No, not explode, implode actually. You don't gain anything if you don't have some pain.
I disagree. Like self-care for me is like laying down motionless, funneling chocolate into my mouth. So you wouldn't be into that?
No, not at all.
When I shave my legs or something, and I take the hair like one by one, you know, it's relaxing. It's weird.
That's relaxing too?
Yeah, it's relaxing. Mud bath.
Did you do any like mud wrestling while you were there, or was it just the bath?
No, that's a bit kinky, that, but no.
Sometimes I'm sitting with my plants there and just talk to them. And it's really therapeutic because I like express all the things I cannot say to normal people. And my plants say nothing because they're plants.
Exactly. They're good listeners.
Yeah, the best ones.
Breathe in. There's someone behind you. Just kidding. Now breathe out.
Have you ever been to a spa?
My spa is the beach.
It's a Korean one. It's all about being butt naked in a shower. It's men and women.
I like it. Yeah. Have you ever heard of this spa treatment in Russia where they like smack you with leaves? Oh, it kind of feels nice. Ooh, ow, okay. I don't know how my boyfriend would feel about me doing this.
Oh yeah, give me more sticks. Give me more sticks.
I learned so much today about self-care. I feel just so much more relaxed now. So I think I'm gonna DIY my own spa bubble bath experience. Get ready. So relaxing.
Right. Nice bubble bath and nice bath cap, shower cap, bath cap, whatever it was.
Yeah, that's the only spa I can afford right now, so I'll take what I can get. But yeah, what did you guys think about these
I learned a few things, but I think that the most relaxing example for me would be the lady saying like, a nice glass of wine, that's a good way to relax.
Definitely an important.
Right.
important
What about that boy telling you, stick me more, stick
Oh,
me
yeah.
more? It was
Yeah, because
quite-
I don't know if you've heard of this. This is like a famous kind of spa experience in Russia, maybe in Finland also, where you they cover you in oil and you're in a sauna, and then they just beat you with sticks. Yeah. I don't know what it's supposed to do, but it's so yeah. I thought I would try to DIY that.
Well,
as
it's supposed to activate your circulation. Oh,
I'll,
right?
I'll stay with
But
the wine.
it's not actually beating. It's just
No,
you
it's
know
just,
a
light
kind of a
smack.
massage. You know,
That's it.
like a gentle
Yeah,
massage.
it looks a bit aggressive.
With plants.
Well, I was speaking of wine. When I was preparing for this, I was reading about different spa experiences in different countries, and in Italy, apparently, you can do a wine spa. Maybe it was in Italy and in France, where you bathe in wine, which I don't think is the best use of wine. I'd probably rather drink it than bathe in it. But I don't know. Would you guys ever try something like that?
No. I know that that's possible, but I haven't.
I would try it if somebody would pay for it. Why not?
Right.
New experiences.
Right.
Can the program pay for it? And
All
explain you the
together
experience.
in
Yeah.
a big
Not sure
wine.
about that, really.
I was
Jacuzzi.
hoping for this that they would pay for me to go to a spa, but that's why.
Any other ways? What do you like to do to relax apart from something that doesn't include wine? It's possible.
I mean, I find cooking to be very
me too.
meditative. Sometimes just sitting over a pot and stirring and stirring. There's something very kind of
How do you
hypnotic
have to
about
clean
it.
that pot afterwards?
Ah,
My
with the
friend.
ketchup.
But you've got three good points to cooking, because you relax when cooking,
Yeah.
you relax when eating it, and of course you relax afterwards, which is my best way to relax, sitting down
Oh,
and dozing. a
I'm
little
falling
bit.
asleep.
Yeah, sleeping is the best way to relax.
Those 10 minutes, 10,
That's
20 minutes, that's...
10, 20, 30.
I'm feeling more relaxed already, guys.
Yeah, I feel it.
But don't go to sleep
Okay,
right
okay.
now.
No,
Just
no,
wait
no,
for
no.
this program to end, and then you can.
Okay.
You're free to do it. And any other ways of relaxation that you saw in the video that you identify yourselves with, that you also like to do, such as shaving your legs?
I have a friend
or
who actually
something
does
like
that.
Really?
She plugs her legs hair by hair. There's
Also.
weird people everywhere. What can I say? And I admire the guy with the sports that he relaxes with. I don't know if he said that he was jogging for an hour every day,
He
or
did.
he
He
did
just
a-
said he exercised for an hour
Hour.
every day, and he took cold showers.
Yeah, that's not relaxing.
Yeah.
But some people need it to
Yeah.
change
Wakes you
temperature.
up,
but
actually.
Oh yeah. I mean, I know during lockdown, one of my roommates was like, "I'm going crazy. I can't exercise," and she was like running up and down the stairs, and I was like, "I haven't moved from my bed in 3 days. Like, I'm fine. Like, this is amazing for me."
do it yourself.
To each their own, as we say.
Okay, and now the countdown has ended, Marius.
no
It's
relaxing,
time
no relaxing.
to stop relaxing and listen to the solution to the guess word. So,
Yeah.
Marius, over to you.
The clue was, I remind you, small cubes in a cemetery. And it was a 4 letters word. Any idea?
I let you say it, you know, because it's your section, and you have to. You're the important one
You
here.
get relaxed. No, I think Marcella can help you.
Well, unless Hannah wants to
No.
have a word.
No,
It's
I
not
have
easy.
no idea.
It's not
Yes.
easy.
This is a
Too
tougher
tricky.
one.
It's tricky.
Right.
After a
Any
couple
idea?
easier ones, this is
have
tough.
no idea.
Well, I would go for dice.
Dice.
Dice, not dice.
That's it. Because
Okay.
you've got small cubes like dice,
Yeah. Okay.
and thinking of the verb to die. If someone dies, goes to the cemetery.
That's clever.
Well, that was tricky, but it's
Okay.
not.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I would have never gotten there. Eh?
Because you don't use dice usually. If you use dice, you could
Okay, so
think about
dice
dying.
spelled.
Dice spelled D-I-C-E
Okay.
for the small cubes. Of course, being homophone of D-I-E-S.
You're good.
When someone dies,
Dice.
right? Maybe you don't pronounce exactly the same.
No, but
it's quite similar.
Close enough for a word
on your
puzzle.
dialect. My dialect from Vilanova i la Geltrú. My English Vilanova i la Geltrú is quite
classic accent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
that one was challenging, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And that's why we want some more. So let's finish with today's guess word.
Yeah, and definitely easier one.
Okay.
I think so. This time is 5 letters,
Okay.
right? But it's very, very, very short. The clue is very short. So, what sorceress? 5 letters. What sorceress? 5 letters.
What? This is fun. This is a fun one. I like this.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorceress. Don't look at me like this.
Come on, like you say, it's easy.
Anna Priscilla, this one is really easy.
This one is
Right,
really
Hannah?
easy?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay, we got it. Anyway,
tell.
we'll be
Don't
silent
tell.
until next week because it is, like we said, an easy one. It will surely come to mind if it hasn't already. So as you know, you can post your solution on any of our social media profiles. We'll be giving the solution next week. Until then, Marius, Hannah, and Priscilla, well, I'll see you next time and try to relax.
We will.
Right? Thanks for words and facts today. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Stay tuned for stunning facts about planets, stars and galaxies with a member of the European Agency of Space's Gaia mission, the astronomer Carme Jordi.
Stories are at the heart of all languages, and of course, they are one of the best ways to learn them. Let's keep up your English with the book and the film featured in today's recommendation. Over to Salvador Faura from the Xarxa de Bibliotecas Municipals of the Diputació de Barcelona and Miquel López from Televisió de Badalona.
Kim is a novel written by Rudyard Kipling, the Nobel Prize winning author, and the BBC once labeled this book as the best loved novel in Great Britain. Kim is a white boy who is very young and who is a vagabond and who lives in Lahore, India. In this way, the book is a wonderful description of all things Indian. Indian streets, Indian corners, Indian markets, Indian fashions, Indian people, Indian traditions. And at one point, Kim is engulfed by the secret services of Great Britain, which in those days was a world power. Read this book if you like everything Indian, if you like novels about espionage, and if you like adventures. You won't regret it.
Three big assets are combined in this wonderful movie. One, the screenplay and direction have been made by a genius, Billy Wilder. Two, the brilliant performance by a man who we didn't know could be such a good comic actor, James Cagney. And three, the city of Berlin in the Cold War era, the perfect setting for this story. Billy Wilder had the guts to locate this satire about communism and capitalism in a Berlin in which the famous wall, which would divide the city into two halves, was already being built. As is explained in the movie, only two things can help in a situation like this: love and Coca-Cola. James Cagney was at the highest point of his performance and of his career, playing the role of an American executive at an incredibly fast pace. And he was so exhausted by this performance that he stopped acting for 20 years, after which he only returned in a small role. Then we have to say also that if you don't like Pepsi Cola, don't worry. There is room for everything and everybody in 1, 2, 3.
We are back, and now let's visit Girona and meet Paul Clark, an English teacher who has been traveling in search of good weather. His journey started in the north of England and he ended up settling down in cozy Girona. Very happy both about the weather and his work there. So let's check it out.
My name is Paul Clark. I'm from the northwest of England, and this is the Pujada de Sant Domènec. We came to Girona to escape from the rain in the Basque Country. I was living in San Sebastian for 5 years. Beautiful place, terrible weather. The weather in the Basque Country is worse than in England. For 5 years, I'd had enough. So we started looking for a place that would be perfect for our needs. And in Girona, we're in a perfect triangle between the Costa Brava, the Pyrenees and Barcelona. It's paradise. I'm a self-employed English teacher. I do academic English, business English, general English, and I examine for the Cambridge Board of Exams. I've been teaching English for 18 years now. The best part of being an English teacher is, like, for example, I've met hundreds of people in Girona over the years, and everybody has their own story. The worst aspect is, no, I love my job. It's perfect for me. There aren't any negative aspects. When we first came to Girona, we were here a lot. Now that we've been in Girona for a long time, we generally stay in our neighbourhood, to be honest. We don't come here so often anymore. I've heard people describe it as a mini Barcelona or a mini Barry Gothic of Barcelona. You can walk everywhere, you don't need any kind of transport. You can see the mountains from pretty much every part of the city. The beach is only 40 minutes away. It's perfect. When we first arrived, for example, everybody was telling us, oh, we are very closed as people here, you will see. But coming from San Sebastian, it was like they were, hey, Paul, you are here. I would describe the Gironese as serious, but not too serious. Fun, but not too frivolous. I don't think I would be able to cope with the kind of Andalus, ole, kind of thing, you know what I mean? That would be maybe too much for me. But like coming from the Basque Country, everybody was super closed. Here, people they say they're closed, but they seem very open to me.
Today we've decided to discover and be amazed by the one real thing that's even bigger than the human imagination, and that is space. Well, let's get ready for a journey through stars, black holes and galaxies, and now you might need to take the following glossary with you on the journey.
The first word of today's glossary, and you will hear it many times in this interview, is collide. To collide is the crashing between two moving persons or objects. If people or things collide, they hit into each other. Another scientific concept is matter, the physical substance that everything in the universe is made of. We are surrounded by matter. In fact, we are matter. Pay attention when you hear the word accrete. She will be referring to the process by which a star or any other body increases their mass gradually by attracting more matter. And the last expression of the glossary is self-sustaining, a process or system that is able to continue by itself, without anyone or anything else becoming involved.
Do you know that our galaxy alone contains hundreds of billions of suns? Did you know that there is a supermassive black hole in its center, and that the Milky Way is on a collision course with its neighbor, the Andromeda Galaxy? How are stars born? What are black holes really? Well, outer space has given rise to lots of questions, and today we are definitely going to be getting some answers to them with Carme Jordi. Welcome to the Weekly Mag.
Hello.
Well, Karma, let's start with a quote by Albert Einstein, who once said that two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not sure about the universe.
Well,
do you agree?
About the universe, what's sure is that we have limit for what the part of the universe that we can see. So the part of the universe that we can see is really finite, and it is because of the speed of light is finite. This 300,000 kilometers per second, and this makes that the luminous objects that send light to the space and travel and reach us needs a time to make that travel. And then this means that we cannot observe further than the time the light has had to reach us.
Okay.
And this makes a limit, an horizon of the universe, and this is really a limit.
Okay, well, obviously I'm not a specialist on the subject, I'm no expert at all, so let's get straight to the point: space. How should we imagine space? And I guess we normal people have a lot of misconceptions about this issue, so which are the main mistakes or misconceptions that we have about space, and how should we imagine it really?
Yeah, probably, so that depends quite a lot on the corner of the universe that we look at. If we look near the Earth, and then we are surrounded by the moon, and we have a lot of comets and dust, the other planets orbiting the sun. But actually, we are not the only ones, and as you said at the beginning, we have hundreds of billion stars in our Milky Way. So we are a kind of island of stars in this huge universe. And then we can imagine that the universe is plenty of these islands of stars, these galaxies. But these galaxies have interaction among them, so we can collide with other galaxies, smaller or bigger. And then we become larger and larger. So at the beginning of the universe, all the matter was much more spread. And now we are concentrated in these galaxies that are growing and growing because we are creating other small galaxies in the surroundings.
Okay.
So now there are, places where we have a lot of matter, even dark matter, and then there are places with much smaller density of matter.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about your career. You have an impressive experience. Actually, to say the most important things about your CV, you hold a physics PhD from the Universitat de Barcelona. You're a professor there in the quantum physics and astrophysics department. That's quite amazing. You also belong to the Institut de Ciències del Cosmos and the Institut d'Estudis Espacials de Catalunya. Wow, to say just a little bit. So, in the first place, what made you want to become an astronomer?
When I was a child, I was quite impressed by maths and physics. They were matters easy to me, so I liked maths and also physics. And then at the end, I decided to start physics at the university, and not with a preconception idea of doing astrophysics, but when I was there, I learned much more about the topic. I had other colleagues that were enthusiastic, and this enthusiasm contaminated me. And at the end, I decided to follow this specialty in the physics career.
Okay.
And well, it is amusing, and I am proud of that.
What in astronomy, of course, it's a very general term. No?
Yes.
There are lots of different branches. What is the specific aim of your research? What is it that you are focused on in your research?
Yeah, there are many topics. So basically, one can study the universe itself, how it forms, evolves, and so. Or we can focus on planets. So there are many different specialities. My main topic is the stars, how they, what are the properties of these stars, especially ages and the chemical abundances that form those stars. And the Milky Way, because most of the stars that we observe belong to the Milky Way, our galaxy, this island of stars that we belong to. And then we are interested on trying to understand how this galaxy has formed, how it's evolving. Nothing is always static, but everything is moving and everything is changing continuously.
Okay,
and we
so
want
the Milky Way, is that what you're focused? When we're talking about the Gaia project, it's what this project does, studying the Milky Way and what happens with all the stars, how they move, right?
Right.
So how do they move and why and what could happen?
So, well, in general, let us say, these stars move around the center of the galaxy in quite circular orbits. But this general motion may be perturbed because we have collisions with other galaxies, as we said before. And these perturbations modify the orbits. So then we can, when we study the motion of the stars, we can identify several kinds of motions. And these several kinds of motions tell us about different families. Even we can discover, we can detect which stars belong to our galaxy and which stars belong to other galaxies that we have accreted and we have embedded. No?
Okay.
So understanding the motion of the stars and the edges and the chemical compositions, we can reconstruct the past history of our galaxy. And this is what Gaia tries to do, to determine the position of the stars and the motion of those stars and the physical properties.
Okay, what about the Andromeda galaxy and a possible collision with it?
Well, we belong to an island. This is the Milky Way, and this Milky Way is in a group of galaxies, not very rich, but we have another galaxy more or less of the same size as us, which is Andromeda, the same type as well. And we are approaching, yes, and we will have a collision in the future.
In the future, but not the near future.
Not the near future. We can be sure it's more than 2 billion billion years in the future.
So we won't see that. No, most likely we won't see that.
And when they collide, they will change completely because, well, when the Milky Way collides with a small galaxy, the small galaxy is almost destroyed. And okay, we have some alterations of the orbits of the stars in the Milky Way, but the Milky Way does not suffer big changes, let us say. But when two big galaxies collide, then really everything changes the orbits of all the stars, all the gas will collide and we will have a burst of formation of new stars, and probably we will exhaust all the gas that the two galaxies have. So it means that if we exhaust all the gas, then there will be no more matter to create new stars. So we will have a born of stars, a sudden burst of new stars formed, and then nothing else.
What about the black holes? It's a concept that we hear a lot, right? I'm not sure everybody really knows what it means. There has been some news lately also about a black hole that isn't supposed to be existing, I think, if I understood correctly, because of its mass. So can we explain the concept of black holes for the general public, for everybody to understand what it means?
One could explain, for instance, that we imagine that we are in the Earth, on the surface of the Earth, and if we concentrate the Earth and we make the Earth collapse and make it smaller and smaller and smaller, the attraction, the gravity attraction on us due to the Earth will be growing and growing and growing because we will be more closer to the center with the same amount of mass under our our jumps. So if we want to escape and to go to the moon, for instance, we will need a larger speed. So the more compact the mass is, you have a larger gravity on you, and then you need a larger and larger speed to escape.
Okay, but
there is a limit. The limit of the velocity of the light is the limit that we can get. Then, if you need more velocity to escape of that mass, is highly concentrated. If you need a mass which, a speed which is larger than the speed of the light, it's something that you cannot achieve, never. And then it means that you cannot escape.
No, so there is a risk that we could be swallowed by such a black hole?
Well, if you are close to the surface, yes. But imagine that you are in the Earth and you have the sun, and now you concentrate the sun to become a black hole because you make it smaller and smaller and smaller. The distance between the Earth and the sun continues to be the same.
Right.
It doesn't matter if the sun is a black hole or if it is a size like today. And the gravity is the same on the Earth. So there is no risk that Earth will fall into the black hole.
Maybe I've seen too many
if
movies.
You are in the surface.
Maybe I've seen too many movies, science fiction movies about these things. Okay, Carme, you teach also at the university. You give a lot of talks, and in which you try to explain these complex concepts to teenagers and to students. What is the most frequent question you get asked while you're giving these talks?
Well, it depends a bit on the topic of the talks, but when we talk about the space, usually the question is if I have been never in the space. So many people want to travel to the space, and so especially the children, they want to know if I am an astronaut and have been traveling on space.
So have you ever been to space?
No, not
never.
Yet. No,
not yet.
Not yet, but I think I will never go. But
well, you never know.
I never know.
Okay. Well, anyway, now we are going to be joined by our contributor Olga Vallejo to talk about both science and fiction. But before that, here's a language tip. Mark Broderick is going to teach us 4 loan words borrowed from Yiddish and Hebrew.
Shalom! And of course, today's words come from Hebrew and Yiddish. They have made their way into English language all the way from Central Europe and across the ocean into American English. The first word we have from Yiddish or Hebrew is mensch. A mensch is a person who is good or tries to do the right thing. Now, if you're reading the newspapers in any standard English newspaper, you might see the word behemoth. A behemoth is something huge, a monstrosity. For example, Amazon would be considered a behemoth because it has thousands and thousands of workers. Next one is one of my favorites, kosher, because it's got to do with food, and I love food. Kosher is food that is able to be eaten by the Jewish people. It is considered kosher. But in American English, they use it for another thing, to say that somebody is kosher. It means that they're all right. Then we have the word schmooze. Now, just the sound of it, schmooze. It's such a wonderful word that just rolls off the tongue. And what does it mean? It means that you are trying to talk to somebody to convince them to do something for you. So you could be schmoozing with your bosses, trying to get a better job or a promotion. And the only thing that they might think about you is, of course, that you are a mensch or kosher. Shalom.
It's too late. Lost a shoe, but found my brains that day. Sang my feelings to my friends, the birds. Happy end for the long time.
Stay tuned for the musical performance and the interview with the Catalan duo Veil.
You could shoot, but you just miss your chance. Clap your hands, this is show time, this is my time. Well, that was a blast.
welcome back to our chat about space with the astronomer Carme Jordi. And now let's bring another subject into the conversation with Olga Vallejo, our contributor. Hello, Olga.
Hi, I'm happy to be back.
Welcome back.
Nice to meet you, Carme.
Hello.
Well, today is the Red Planet Day, then I would like to talk about Mars, that planet that humans have an obsession with. And now we are in luck because this fall Mars has been closest to the Earth for years, and we can see it easily with the naked eye. Every night we can see an orange light that shines, even if there is a full moon. It's really easy to see
that's
it.
right.
And
if
then,
you know how to look.
Yeah, it's easy. It's orange and it shines very well.
Okay.
You can see, you will see.
All right, I'll try.
And I wonder what it is with Mars. We have The Martian, Ad Astra, The Last Day of Mars, Mars Attack, Away. These are some films and movies, TV series in which Mars is the protagonist. How can you explain this fascination with the red planet?
Well, I think it's quite easy to understand in the sense that if we look at the several planets that are orbiting the Sun, Mars is probably the closest one in terms of similarity. So we have winters and summers, springs, we have the polar caps. Is the planet that probably can be inhabited with by us in the most easy way than Mercury, which is too close to the Sun. There is no atmosphere. Venus, that has a very thick atmosphere with a very high temperature in the surface. The composition of the atmosphere is probably, well, is nocive for the humans. And then if we go to the giant planets, they are gaseous, and then it's impossible to live there. So basically, we are fascinated by Mars because the similarity with the Earth, and it's most easy reachable, let us say.
Wow. Last month I read some news about NUA. Well, I don't know the real name. It's NUAW, a city designed by an international team led by Catalan researchers and engineers. And this proposal was one of the finalists of the Mars City State Design Contest. And it's been estimated that the first inhabitants would land on Mars in 2050, in 30 years. Would you like to have the experience of living there? And would you dare to go? Because for me that's the most difficult, to arrive there, the trip.
Yeah, exactly. Well, for me the most difficult is not to arrive, but to live. To live there. I think, well, it is a challenging arrive there, of course, because of the time for traveling there, which is some year. But
sorry,
also
how long?
It's about a year, I think so, something like that.
And, a year? Wow, I thought it was
then,
like 2 or 3.
But then also, yeah, you have to survive there. So you have to build the colony, you have to have water, you have to have food.
Yeah,
and then
everything.
probably you will wish to come back.
Yes.
And yeah, I think it's a very good experience. I think my age is not already makes that not feasible for me, but yes, I think that it is a future for humanity. I think someone will do. The exploration is something inherent to the humanity, and I think that someone will go to Mars. I don't know if the 2050 is feasible, but I think that yeah, someone will go. Yeah, sure.
Okay, maybe living on Mars, that's, well, maybe it's not in the near future. I don't know if it's going to be in 2050 or later, but what about traveling to Mars? We've heard about this idea of organizing trips to the Red Planet, people who want to go there, to travel there. Would you go? What do you think about this project?
It's difficult to say. Let us say, as experience, I think it's worth doing this traveling because, well, I think that all humans like to experience new things.
Yes.
It's not easy, but about the colony we shouldn't worry because Elon Musk, CEO and lead designer of SpaceX, says that the long-term goal of the company is to develop the technology necessary to have a self-sustaining city on Mars. He wants to put a colony on Mars and make life interplanetary. And he talks about the year 2033, every time it's closer, 2050, now 2033. I know you are not an expert on extraterrestrial life, but do you think he will succeed?
I am not enough aware of the status of the development of his project. I understand that this his goal is to go there, so I think it's good that people is investigating that. So if we do not investigate, we will never do. So perhaps 2030, I said that 2050 is probably too close, so 2033 is even closer. So I don't think this is feasible. Perhaps I am completely wrong, but I think it's not feasible. But if you do not start, you will never do. So to make it possible in 2060 or 2070, then you have to start now. And this is what people is doing. Yeah. Either Musk or either NASA or ESA, and they are trying to develop technologies for doing that, for making that possible.
Mm-hmm. It seems that there is a firm commitment on the part of the international space agencies to colonize both Mars and the Moon. In fact, ESA and NASA have signed an agreement to collaborate on the conquest of space. Do you think it would be more effective to allocate all these resources to not destroying the Earth? Or should we start to looking for a solution beyond the Earth?
For a plan B?
Yes, or
for
C.
a planet B or C?
I think there are different aspects. If you think on colonizing the Moon and Mars only because we destroy the Earth, then it's better to try not to destroy the Earth and then survive here, no? But if you think on colonizing the Moon and Mars as progress of the humanity and development of technology and widen the capabilities of the humanity, I think then it's valid doing that. But so not as an alternative to the Earth.
Exactly.
So I think there are two aspects.
They don't exclude each other, right?
Yeah, not exclude each other. So we have to protect the Earth. We have to invest some money to be sure that the Earth is not destroyed. And then at the same time, we can explore the universe and we can go there.
What about the Moon? Do we know enough about it? There were some expeditions to the Moon, which finally they decided not to do that. They didn't go ahead with it all. What's the story with the Moon?
Yeah, well, if we know enough, we never know enough of anything. So
right.
It's always better to continue exploring and everything. Well, you know, the race to conquest the Moon in the 70s between Russia, the Soviet Union at that time, and the States. Well, the manned spacecraft were stopped because it was too expensive, and actually because also the technology has developed enough in order that small robots and vehicles can do what the humans can do, and it is less problematic in terms of health, in terms of traveling and everything. So a lot of investigations on the Moon has continued since the 70s. I think. Well, actually, right. I should say that never has been. The Moon has never stopped to study. Okay. But now there is a revival of this planet human visit to the Moon.
So we'll see.
Yes, it's more than 50 years since that small step for the man, a great leap for humanity, but now things are moving again. For example, Europe will be participating in the Weight Bay project, an orbital module that, among other things, will allow sustainable exploration around and on the moon. Recently, China reached the far side of the moon, and ESA has set itself the goal of returning on the moon. But do you think that besides the political kudos it brings, isn't it just a waste of money to land people on the moon?
Actually, when you compare the cost of some of the missions on the space, they are much less than just building a motorway or fast train on ground. And we know that a lot of money has been wasted, not very well invested in those kind of infrastructures. So people have to think that all the space technology always brings some knowledge that will be used for the human day-to-day work or life. A lot of materials that have been developed for space now are used in our common lives. And this is something that people do not have in mind, but every dollar that you invest on space, you have a return of 90% or more.
It's useful to know. Okay, well, now we like to finish our interviews, Carme, with the question chain. That means we have a surprise question from you from our last week's guest, because we had two guests last week, in this case, two cinema directors. Let's have a look.
Hi everyone, my name is Belén Funes. I am a filmmaker and a screenwriter, and
I am Ramon Termens. I'm a producer and filmmaker too.
And the question we want to ask is, which one is your favorite movie you've seen this year?
And why?
Wow. I have been confined and have seen very few movies, but I have re-seen again Gravity, and well, it was. I did that in order to follow the several parts, more focusing on the right things and right things from the point of view of technology and science on the movie, and also looking at the things that are not fully feasible from technology point of view, but are necessary for the history of the film.
Okay, well, Carme, what's the next step? What's the next thing you'd like to find out about the stars?
Well, I said that in this mission I participate, which is the Gaia mission that measures motions and distances and properties of the stars. We want to understand this history of the Milky Way. We have already discovered some of these collisions and in the past. And well, now in December we will release a new bunch of data with improved precisions. And well, what I would like to do is to investigate, to analyze this new data, and see some of the unclear things that we have trying. Well, we have started to see, but they are not clear enough. Mm-hmm. And then we want to see with the new data if really we have this. We can understand better this conception of why the spiral arms are like that, and how they form, if they are persistent or not, if they destroy themselves. So I would like to confirm some of the things that we have started to unveil, but not clearly. And with the new data, we hope to have a clear idea of what is the mechanism of the motion of the stars and the several families that we were talking before.
Yeah, well, that sounds fascinating.
Yes, good luck.
Good luck with that,
Thank
Carme,
you.
and thank you so much for coming today and telling us things about complex issues in such an understandable and easy way. Thank you so much.
Okay, you are welcome. Thanks.
And thank you, Olga. Until next time.
Thanks.
Never let me go, made it cold, killed my faith. Now you can stay. Now I know when it's making me slow, make a promise and go, and I can't get out afraid of us.
This is Afraid of Us, the latest single from today's guest band. Inspired by American music and vocalists such as Norah Jones and Simon and Garfunkel, with a touch of electronic music and even a bit of trap on their latest single. Well, today we have with us the Catalan duet called Veil. I'm talking to Txell Prada and Albert Solà. Welcome to the Weekly Mag.
Thank you.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Let's start with the beginning. That is the name of the band, Veil. Where does that come from?
Well, it comes from the fact that my name, well, it all started as me on the front of like the group.
Okay.
And I didn't think Txell per se was good if I wanted to like leave Spain and everything. So I thought we had to think of some other kind of name, and I thought Veil was nice because it's like something that you can see through but not quite really, and for us the music that we make is something like that, like you can see through the music but you can't really know exactly what it is that we want to say. So we thought that was kind of nice. Also it inspires like the wind, it moves, and nature inspires us a lot when we write, and so we thought Veil was nice, and we kept it when we went both to the front.
It's a good name indeed, Veil. Well, actually lately you've included a lot of electronic music to your songs, okay? Especially in your last single, Afraid of Us, which includes a collaboration with Senor Chen.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about it, and how is it that you decided to make this change in your music?
We've been wanting to, well, we've been trying to find ourselves in the music, like in the, like what style exactly we wanted for a while, and we tried a few things, and we just went to this point where we were like, okay, we really want to do some kind of different style that won't compromise the fact that we are already like pretty acoustic and pretty chill. So we thought, okay, maybe we can try to add a little bit of an electronic vibe to it without again compromising what we are. And so we went for that type of music, and when we were writing Afraid of Us, we thought, well, Albert actually said, I have this guy who I think would work so good if we made a collab with him. At first I was kind of scared because I was like, wait, are we actually doing trap? But he said, like, trust me, I think it's gonna be fine. And when he sent his proposal, it was so nice, and we fell in love with it, and so we went for it, and that's what came out with.
Okay, sounds good. What about the who composes the song? Tell us about the composition process. How does it work in your band?
Well, we compose together.
Yeah.
I think Che always make the lyrics, and I just compose the music. But we try to make all the process together, so just to help each other in lyrics and music. And I think that this is the best way to produce when you're a duo like us.
Mm-hmm. How long have you been working together?
For like 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we met each other 5 years ago or something like that, and we started working together. As I said, it started as him helping me out with my project, and it was just like me. But then we found like we were so good together, we worked so well together, and that's when, like 2 years ago or something like that, we just decided to be both of us in front of the duet, and we wanted to be more like what we are now.
All right, and you've already published 4 singles together, which will be part of a new album. So when are you going to, or when do you plan to release it?
Well, yesterday we released our new cover of Dua Lipa, Don't Start Now. And it's just, you can listen to it on Spotify and YouTube and all the digital platforms. And also we are working on new stuff, and just wishing that we can release it very soon.
During the lockdown, you've been quite productive and creative as well. You've shared some covers.
Yeah.
You've played with musicians, including Beth, for example, or Mikel Abra. So, what was the experience like?
That was really nice.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it was fun because since we couldn't do anything else, we couldn't reach our audience in any other way. We thought, at least let's make it a little easier for them, maybe share some music. And so we contacted with all of this. Well, especially he had a lot of contacts already. So we reached out to all of those people and they were so happy to just like collab and to do some music together. And so we started doing that. It worked so nicely. Like people really liked it, which is what we wanted. We wanted people to enjoy and to like forget about the lockdown a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think it was good, and I think a lot of artists like stay homeless. Everybody, like a lot of people started like coming out and creating new different stuff.
In one of your latest music videos, the one called Be That Movie, we can see you acting as well.
Yeah.
How come?
Well, we've always kind of liked well, not him, but I really always have liked to act and to be pretty artistic, I guess. And when
actually
we
studied acting as well, right?
Yeah, well, I studied art direction, so I was more like behind the cameras, but I always was so like, I always liked it. I wanted to be also an actress when I was very young, and a singer and an actress, so at least something I'm doing. But when we thought about this music video, when we thought about the idea, and they told us, maybe you can play the part, he was really like, I don't think so. I was like, yes, let's do this.
No, but it was cool.
No, it was really fun, and the director was so nice, and Roger, he was amazing, and he was directing us all the way and laughing also because we weren't that great. But I think it turned out really fun, and also it's like kind of Uma Thurman style and John Travolta. It was kind of, I don't know, it was fun.
So how did the idea come about of this song and this music video?
The song, he came out with a really nice melody, and he told me like, what do you think about something like that? And I couldn't, like when I heard it, I was like, wow, this is my dad, like I have to write a song about my dad. Because I remember my dad when we left the movies or whatever movies, especially like war movies or detective movies, he would come out like of the cinema just like that and telling us to like go. And so I thought like, this is the type of thing that I want to make a song about, when you want to be what you just saw and you want to be the movie, you want to be in the movie and everything like that. So we created that, and when I told, we were talking about the story to with the director, and he said, okay, let's do something like this, and we were like, oh, I love it. So that's why.
Be That Movie, this is exactly the song that you're going to play for us today.
Yeah.
Albert Sula, thank you so much. Chel Prada, thank you, and good luck with all your projects. Until next time.
Have you found yourself in any embarrassing situations lately? Cheer up, you are not the only one. Stay tuned for some of them in our Guess What quiz.
Bow for them. Know they love you 'cause you saved their day. Drop the bottom on the big romance. Happy end for the long time. Long time. Rub that thing. Make a wish on everything you dream. Drive your carpet through the world you made. Happy end for the long time. The long time. Well, that was a blast. I wanna be that movie. No care for what you're doing. My body rocking to it. I wanna be that movie. I wanna be that movie. Dance till late. Lost a shoe, but found my prints that day. Sing my feelings to my friends, the birds. Happy end for the long time. The long time. Come and dare. I can fight and learn from Jackie Chan. You could shoot, but you just miss your chance. Clap your hands, there's a show wanna be that movie. No care for what you're doing. My body rocking to it. I wanna be that movie. I wanna be that movie. I wanna be that. I wanna be that movie. I wanna be that. I wanna be that movie. I wanna be that. I wanna be that movie. I wanna be that movie. I wanna be that movie. I wanna be the 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 movie. I wanna be that movie. No care for what you're doing. My body rocking to it. I wanna be that movie. I wanna be that movie. My body rocking to it. I wanna be that movie. I wanna be that movie. I wanna be that movie.
Welcome back to the Weekly Mag and welcome to Guess What?
Yes, the quiz where you can keep up your English and have a laugh. Hopefully not at me. Well, that's what contestants are for, right? So let's introduce them.
Okay, today's guest on Guess What is Barney Griffiths. Hello, Barney.
Hello again.
Hi. Well, Barney is a British journalist and English commentator at Barça TV, and this is his second game with us. We know that you're a great fan of quizzes, Barney, so tell us, why are quizzes so important in British culture?
Well, I think quizzes for British people satisfy various needs at the same time. There's the competition of it, the learning, the knowledge, and also the socialising. So you can get it all done at once, and it stops us having to talk about ourselves as well, of course, which is pretty important.
Great.
Right?
I wasn't going to mention the drinking. Okay, there's the drinking.
And that's what we are going to do today, right? So Barney has to take on our powerful duo of quiz contestants, Patricia Scalona, the wild book publisher, and Matthew Murtha, the savage molecular biologist. Hi, guys.
That's right, savage.
Let's get our multiple choice round going. Today we are going to test your insight on human nature with 3 embarrassing situation stories. Pay attention to the first one.
This is an embarrassing moment that happened to me while learning Spanish, because last week I was in class and I was talking to like one of the boys in my class, and we were just like chatting, and then I wanted to say like that he was good. He was a good person because of something he did.
Yeah, she thought that her classmate was a good person, but how did she convey that idea in Spanish? I'm gonna give you 3 options. Option A, she said, "Estás bueno," and people laughed, as Patricia just did. That was very unexpected. Yeah.
That was honest.
Option B, she said, "Estás buenísimo," and people whistled. And option C, she said, "Quiero un hijo tuyo," and people cheered. She couldn't avoid it. All right.
¿Estás buenísimo? Perhaps?
Thank you. I do my best to impress you.
You got me to say that. That's good. On you.
That's what I did. That's what I did. Say it, Patricia.
Not again.
Please do it again.
Not again.
Just I'm begging you.
Estás buenísimo.
Thank you. How about you?
I thought it was the first one.
The first one, all right.
My initial instinct. A.
Okay, instinct, okay. And the scientist here in the studio?
Well, as an American from the United States, I speak flawless Mexican, and I'm quite confident that the answer is "say," as you would say, or the last one.
See. Okay. All right, okay. All right, so that's how she describes a good person in Spanish.
So in my mind, it was like the correct way of saying that was "estás bueno." And then my teacher like started laughing, and then my teacher told me that no, es bueno. And when she told me like what it meant, I was so embarrassed.
All right, I'm sure the guy was getting his hopes up, and the British guy in the studio just got the points. Well done, sir.
Okay, well done, Barney.
We are trying to win, aren't we, Patricia?
Such a connoisseur of human nature, are you?
Hey, you're good at this game.
Okay.
Estás bueno.
Yeah,
Okay, so
Too
let's
late.
see.
I
Have
have
you
no idea what
ever
that
had an embarrassing situation involving translation? So have you ever been lost in translation?
Every time I open my mouth in this country.
Show us.
So I was at a bar and I wanted another beer and I mispronounced the word. I said ocho más. And the bartender said, ¿De
Ocho?
veras? And I said, sí, claro, ocho más.
You didn't mispronounce. I mean, like, come on.
I meant, well, after
yes,
those, then I
you
definitely
didn't
I said,
mispronounce.
But not all at once, right?
No, I got them all at once. I put them away.
They're encouraging him to keep mispronouncing then. How about you?
Well, I have one, but unfortunately it's in Catalan, and it was extremely embarrassing. I'm not sure I can really mention it because it was basically about the fact that my father-in-law asked me what part of the turkey I would like to eat. And the word breast came up, and I said instead of saying basically I think you can imagine what I said. And everyone around the table said, yes, we can imagine you like breast, yes. And that was the end of that very quickly.
All right, so after knowing all of this, let's hear our second story, a romantic tale about cramped spaces and smells.
I was in the metro and suddenly I started smelling a fart. It was a fart. Yeah, I started looking around and I didn't know who it was, and I wanted to show to the people that it wasn't me. So I started looking around and people start looking at me and they start smelling too.
All right, they started smelling too, but what do you think that happened? A blind man blamed his dog, you know? B, as it happens all the time. B, passengers thought it had been her. And C, a creepy guy offered her some blow. You.
Ooh.
Wow.
Wow, that's a big jump.
Someone just wrote that.
I was going to say, your screenwriter is going through something.
Yeah. You're scared.
All right.
Okay, so?
Well, as a dog owner, I know that the surefire way to resolve that situation is to always blame the dog.
Always blame the dog.
So I'm sure it was the blind man and he was blaming the dog.
So A.
Yeah.
Okay, so A for you. How about you, Barney?
I'll go B.
B. For any...
I'm playing it safe.
Okay.
That seems like the safest answer here.
All right. How about you, Patricia?
I'm not gonna say someone offer her blow because that's who would do
that?
Weird. Who would do that? In the metro.
That's would you hear it? Have some.
Sharing, scaring. Sorry, go for it. So you're.
I'm gonna go with Matthew on this one.
With Matthew. All right, let's solve that mystery.
I realized that the only thing that I was doing was making people think that I was the one who farted. So when the metro stopped, I just left and went away embarrassed.
Well done, Barney.
We have a saying. He who smelt it dealt it. So I think actually it probably was her anyway.
What would you have done in a situation like this?
He already confessed the dog, blaming the dog.
Absolutely blaming the dog.
Is there any dog here?
He's the dog on the far side of the train. Oh, it was bad dog.
Bad dog.
Bad dog.
How about you, Barney?
Well, I think I would just move to the other end of the carriage as quickly as possible, get away from the scene of the crime.
So here we have the safe and elegant option.
Thank you.
Confronting Matthew.
I would stop eating beans.
Don't do that. Not in Catalonia.
Okay.
It's the favorite.
It's forbidden.
It's forbidden. Sorry. All right, Patricia, do you want to get into that debate?
Yeah, I'm far from elegant, so I would probably say, who farted? In the middle of, yeah.
I was going to play with words, but instead of that, this is today's third story about embarrassing moments. Let's check it out.
In Madrid was a ceremony award for this photography tournament that the company made, and yeah, at the end my photography was the winner. The night before, Yeah, I was partying with my boss, so the hangover was really bad.
All right, as if getting drunk with your boss wasn't embarrassing enough, let's see what happened next. What happened the next day? A, he slept through the ceremony. B, he arrived just in time to get the prize. And C, he got his boss's name wrong in his gratitude speech. What do you think happened?
Well, based on my own experience, probably slept
Elegance.
through the ceremony.
As you mentioned, elegance before?
Without snoring, though.
Without snoring, without snoring.
So A, right?
So A for Patricia. Mr. Barney?
I'm going to say he got his boss's name wrong.
Yeah.
That sounds like a funny story.
Okay. All right. How about you, Matthew? What's your logical and scientific way to think?
As a scientist.
As a scientist, exactly.
Sure, the answer is clear. I think that C is the best way that this is going to end, right? You spend the night with somebody, what's the most embarrassing thing to happen? You get their name wrong the next day.
Oh, I can think of far worse things than...
Yeah, I can imagine far worse things as well, yeah. But as a scientist...
You've never had somebody get your name wrong then?
Yeah, that must be terrible.
Exactly. So we've got two options C and one option A. All right, none option B. So let's check it out.
My boss went to receive the prize for me, and he invented a very good excuse trying to explain why I was not here, lying of course. And in that moment I just appear running and with my face of obvious hangover.
Oh, point goes to no one, and surely his first comment, his boss' first comment was, well, about that rice. Well done, but not in this case.
Okay.
So let's check the score then. The score is for the serious and elegant Mr. Barney, 2 points, and Patricia got 0 points, and Matthew got 0 points too.
Well, thanks for nothing.
Did you find this easy? Those were carefully thought out answers, something you aren't going to be able to do in our speech challenge.
That's right, but first, a short language tip with our teacher, Mark Roderick. He's going to tell us about 4 verbs that go with feeling, so check them out.
Hi. So you wish to share some feelings and emotions with a friend, and you really don't know how to say it very well. So I'm going to give you some verbs that you can use. The first one we have is come over, when it's something that affects you very suddenly. You can be sitting there chit-chatting, having a laugh with your friends, and all of a sudden sadness comes over you and you become sad, obviously. If it's a little bit more aggressive, you could say seize. You could say that the soldier was seized by anger or fear, okay? Now, on the other hand, you have feelings that creep up on you little by little, and this, of course, is steals over. You could have a relationship with a friend and everything is going well, and then little by little they stop answering your texts, answering your phone calls, and you become suspicious. This feeling steals over you over time. Then we have run deep. And by the word deep, you can almost imagine that it is something to do with, of course, prejudice or phobia. Your fear of something can run deep, or your phobia of something can run deep. For example, a phobia of spiders. I don't know. Then, if that phobia gets the better of you, then it means that it has taken over your life and taken control of what's going on, getting the better of you. So, if you are to let something get the better of you, make sure that the feeling is positive.
And now it's time for the speech challenge, the second round of our Guess What quiz. And Sergi has been inspired by something we mentioned in today's interview with the astronomer Carme Jordi.
Yes, astronomers, we love them. Today's Red Planet Day, that is Mars.
Well, we'll give you a name, and you will have to say if it's a crater on Earth, if it's on Mars, or if it's the name of a folk dance.
Isn't that funny, Patricia? No. You don't know.
No, it's absurd.
It's absurd.
Right.
And because it's absurd,
well,
it's
that's
funny.
the idea.
Exactly, that's the idea. Let's start. So 3, 2, 1, here we go.
Okay.
Point to you.
Okay, Olympus.
Patricia.
Mars crater?
That's right. It's a volcano.
It's a volcano.
On Mars.
Teide. Barney.
What?
Sorry, you had to do it.
Technically, he goes after
What were the
Barney.
options again?
Options are Martian crater, Earth crater, or folk dance.
Well, that's a folk dance.
That's a folk dance. That's not correct. Matthew.
I'm going to go with Earth crater.
Earth crater. It's a volcano, but Earth. That's right.
Okay.
Matthew, point to you.
Yes.
Right. Monferrina.
Wow, that is tough. To our guest, Barney.
That's definitely a folk dance.
Exactly.
That is correct. That is correct. Job well done. So here we go. Hula Hawana. Barney.
Folk dance.
Folk dance. That is correct. Barney got the points. Yeah.
Okay, this one is a bit difficult to pronounce. Let's see. Kilauea.
Patricia.
That's gonna be an Earth crater?
That is
Exactly. Volcano on planet Earth.
correct.
Yes.
Patricia got the points. So, Cassini. Patricia. Sorry, I'm trying to help you guys.
Folk dance.
That is not correct. Matthew.
Martian crater.
That is correct.
Yeah,
Martian
well
crater
done.
after astronomer named Cassini. Well done. Matthew got the points.
Beer.
Beer?
Yeah.
Beer,
Barney.
or actually in German it should be bear.
Bear. Oh,
Right?
oh.
Ah, well, that changes everything.
Okay, so go ahead.
That is a Martian crater.
Right,
That is correct.
amazing.
That
Named
Exactly.
named after the great German astronomer Martin Beer.
That is correct.
Well,
no, Martin, no.
Actually, his
But the astronomer-
name
You
was
say it's correct, she's gonna think I'm cheating.
Wilhelm
You are
Beer.
cheating.
I made that up.
No, but you were right. But instead of what he said,
I don't know. I
No,
made
no,
it
no,
up.
no, no, no,
whatever,
no,
it's
no, you got it
Wilhelm
right.
Beer.
The astronomer.
Exactly.
You got it wrong, the name, but I just have to be more careful when I get excited. It's like, correct, that is incorrect. Okay, here I go. Hoopa hoopa. Patricia.
Hoopa hoopa, you said.
Yeah, I said hoopa hoopa.
Folk dance.
That is correct.
Okay.
Patricia got the points.
okay, right in Tahiti, right?
That's correct. Tahiti dance, yeah.
Right. This one, let's see, Mazursky.
Barney.
That is another well-known astronomer, Russian, I believe, this time. So Martian crater again.
Exactly.
That
After
is-
astrogeologist Harold Mazursky.
Yeah, points
Well
goes
done.
to you. Yeah, Barney got the
Don't like you
points.
at all. You know that, right?
Okay.
All right, so here I go. Corlet. Matthew.
Folk dance.
I was trying to help you, Barney.
Hey!
What?
Hey!
You can tell he got it wrong. You can tell he
Okay.
got it wrong.
No, he goes, he goes.
Patricia.
These are the British
Patricia, it's
people.
your turn.
Oh, sorry. Earth crater.
That is not correct, Barney.
I can't remember what anybody has said. So the other one.
Yeah, but you have to say it, or
You have to
otherwise
say
I'm not going to give anyone the
Martian
point.
crater.
That is correct. Barney got the points. Yes.
All right. Asimov.
Matthew.
Martian crater.
That is
Exactly. After Isaac Asimov. That's correct.
correct. Last but not least, El Chichon.
That's a folk dance.
That is not correct. Matthew.
Earth crater.
Earth crater. Well, volcano, but Earth. You got it.
That's what I
Matthew.
said.
Matthew
Yes,
got
exactly.
it right.
More specifically in Mexico.
In
right?
Mexico, yeah.
Okay, that was.
That was exciting.
that was
exciting,
exciting.
right?
Also,
Was it?
he's known every famous astronomer, and I think we discovered who the screenwriter of this episode is.
I did my research.
Not according to
I've
the
seen you
score.
scratching your nose. I
Not
know what's
according
up.
to the score.
Okay, so let's see. Before we check the score, would you go on a trip to Mars?
Absolutely.
Not.
At this time of year?
Right, maybe in spring, no?
Yeah.
Well, actually, what you mentioned, that he might be the screenwriter of today's show, was actually right according to the score, because Barney is really well, I mean, like, he's ahead with 12 points. Right after you are, Matthew is with 8 points, and Patricia is trailing with 6 points.
I'm
Wouldn't
not
believe
even,
that?
Like,
Would anyone believe that I would say something like that in a show, on camera, live?
you've said it many, many times
Well,
already.
But I enjoy
still
it as if
have-
it would be the first time.
We still have a lot to do, so.
All right, so that score is very likely to change, because now it's time for our third round, the lyrics challenge.
which is really simple. All you have to do is to guess a famous song from a few of its verses, which Sergio and I are going to recite to each of you.
Not sing?
So you can say the song or the artist, or you can sing or simply hum to get you 3 points. If you don't get it right, the question passes to the next contestant.
And Patricia, as always, will go first, so listen up.
There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Because maybe you are gonna be the one that saves me.
'Cause maybe
Yeah.
you're gonna be the one that saves me.
God, you can sing.
Listen up!
You're putting us under pressure.
Many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Because maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me.
Of course, yeah, Wonderwall by Oasis. Well done, Patricia.
Okay, reportedly Noel Gallagher had said the song was about his girlfriend, who later became his wife, something he denied after they divorced. Because he said, how do you tell your missus it's not about her once she's read it?
All right, so next song, Barney, listen carefully.
Okay, Barney, so every time I look into your loving eyes, I see a love that money just can't buy. One look from you, I drift away, afraid that you are here to stay.
Everything you want.
You got it.
You got it.
Bye.
Roy Orbison.
Exactly.
That's correct. Listen up.
Every time I look into your loving eyes, I feel the money just can't buy.
Yes, let me tell you that you got it. Yeah. It was Roy Orbison's last hit. Sadly, he died just before the publication of his 22nd album.
Okay, now Matthew, the following song is for you, so listen up.
And our screenwriter really takes seriously the moment to collect the song that I declare to you. So, every night, in my dreams, I see you.
I knew it. I knew it.
I feel you. That is how I know you go on. Far across the distance and spaces between us, you have come to show. You go on.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm just a little flustered
Yeah,
right now.
I understand. I use that moment of the show, to put all my thoughts.
Is it warm in here? I've never had something so romantic. I can't
To
concentrate.
be honest about your real feelings.
Absolutely.
I have no idea. I'm going to say that was Lionel Richie with Hello.
That is super incorrect.
Yeah,
You
I
already
bet.
know that, so you're not romantic people.
You guys didn't know
romantic
it either.
people. Listen, play the music.
Patricia, no? Are you sure? Barney?
But no.
Come on.
What? Is she already singing?
I see a little silhouette of a man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keep singing.
So,
I can't remember.
Come on, keep singing. I'm
Play the
gonna give you the
music.
lyrics.
Let's play the song.
Mariah Carey. Celine Dion? Is that Celine?
Yeah.
There you go.
Love will go on.
And you're surprised I don't know this.
I am.
That is how I know you go on.
Come on.
You're not romantic people.
Titanic.
Across the distance.
Patricia, technically kind of deserved the points. kind of shy, in a very shy way. By the way, there was a space for both of them in that piece of wood.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah, I
clarifying
agree with that. Yeah.
Exactly.
That was the Titanic song.
That was the Titanic song. Of course it was.
Hi, Matthew. How are you?
This is how you can tell I was
this
single
is,
as
this
a
is the Weekly
13-year-old.
Mac. It's a TV show, and we're in the guess what section.
All right, all right.
All right.
Okay, so the theme song for the film Titanic is considered Celine Dion's signature song and one of the best-selling singles in history.
Yeah, absolutely. So up to this point, Barney is still winning with 15 points. Patricia's right after with 12, and Matthew.
Womp womp.
That is correct. 8 mocks for you, my friend.
Okay, but the winner will be decided with our last song. So this one is for all of you.
Use the instruments to be the first. You know how it goes. 5 points if you get it right, but if you don't answer correctly, 5 points will be taken away from you, and the other contestants will still stand a chance. All right, so listen to these words.
But when they send me away to teach me how to be sensible, logical, responsible.
Matthew!
Come on. Sensible. Yeah, it's that song from the 80s.
What? Just say I mean,
Just say something.
It's Journey. It's got the high-pitched voice.
It's not Journey.
Next.
Technically logical.
Next.
No, Barney.
Well, I think it's actually called The Logical Song, and it's by Supertramp, isn't it?
Exactly.
Play the music.
Exactly.
Yeah, double
well
done.
done.
Should give you a 4 point.
Pity point.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, job well done, Barney. You beat them. Yeah, the logical answer, of course. The Logical Song. It was released in 1979, and it's Supertramp's biggest hit and an example of progressive pop.
Great song, by the way. And looks like we have a winner, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. What do you want to say now?
I'm the winner, right?
Yeah, of course you're not. Barney is the winner, and he beat them badly. 20 points for Barney. Patricia, 12 points. And I'm going to enjoy this moment. 3 points.
Three's a
for
lot.
our today's loser.
Yeah,
a lot. You can
get
share
it
with
wrong.
them.
You
One.
know the song. I hope you enjoyed the game anyway, Barney. Thanks for coming.
Great fun. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
shows.
So,
I came back to win this time, Patricia.
are you a fan of the artist we just played?
Well, I'm from Manchester, so Oasis, I thought you were going to give me that question.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, thanks so much for coming and play with us again. And, Matthew and Patricia, until next time. And we have to say goodbye for today. We'll be back next week. Until then, you can catch up with every episode of the Weekly Mag online and follow us on social media. Please check out our guest word by Mario Serra, which is what sorceress, that's 5 letters, will give the solution next Saturday. So stay tuned and have a fantastic week. Bye-bye.